The desert air was sharp and dry, dust swirling around the boots of the soldiers as tension crackled like static across the battlefield. Lieutenant Marcus Hayes, a Navy SEAL medic, had been through countless operations, yet nothing had prepared him for this moment. 5 rounds erupted from the arrogant general's pistol, each bullet cutting a jagged path through the sand, narrowly missing him. The command die now hung in the air, dripping with rage and entitlement. A challenge thrown not at an enemy, but at one of his own. Every muscle in Marcus's body tensed, instincts screaming. But his mind raced faster, calculating, adapting, surviving. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. Marcus had faced danger before, yes, but never from someone who was meant to be in charge. The general's eyes blazed with arrogance, a dangerous overconfidence that underestimated the man crouched in the sand. The medic trained not just to save lives, but to survive the impossible. Around them, the battlefield seemed to hold its breath, the hum of distant engines. The faint clatter of gear, the whisper of the wind carrying sand like smoke. Marcus's heart pounded, but his mind stayed razor-sharp, each second stretching taut with the weight of potential death. The soldiers nearby froze, confusion and fear mixing in their expressions. They had seen the general command troops through chaos before, but this was different, personal, reckless, and deadly. Marcus's pulse throbbed not from fear but from moral calculation. Could he neutralize the threat without escalating further? Could he survive an attack meant to humiliate, to intimidate, to kill? Marcus shifted his weight, scanning the environment. The sand was loose, the sun beating down relentlessly, each shadow a potential cover, each glint a hidden danger. He noted the general's stance, the slight tremor in his trigger finger, the arrogant certainty that his orders would be obeyed without question. But Marcus had something the general did not: training tempered by experience. Reflexes honed through years of missions where hesitation meant death, and a heart anchored in duty, not ego. A flurry of whispers ran through the ranks. Soldiers shifted nervously, glancing at Marcus, wondering who would act first. Some thought of intervening. Others feared the general's wrath. Dust swirled around the group, catching the sunlight in golden threads, a visual reminder of the fragile boundary between life and death in that moment. Marcus's breath was measured, controlled, each exhale a silent drumbeat counting down the seconds. The general barked another command, his voice cracking with rage. Do it, end him. But Marcus didn't flinch. He didn't run. Instead, he crouched lower, eyes locked on the officer, ready to respond with precision, to turn the aggression back without succumbing to it. Every fiber of his being was alert, every decision calculated, and the tension spiraled, coiling like a spring ready to release. Then, with the fluidity of a seasoned operator, Marcus executed a maneuver that was almost imperceptible to the untrained eye. He shifted, rolling behind cover, using the terrain like an extension of his body. The general's 5 shots tore into the sand where he had been moments before. Chunks of earth flying, a visceral reminder of how close the line between life and death can be. The soldiers gasped, murmurs rippling through the ranks, astonishment and fear mingling in the same breath. Marcus's mind was calm, but inside, a storm of thoughts raged. Could he subdue this threat without lethal force? Could he preserve the integrity of the mission, the safety of his team, and still survive the personal attack of a man intoxicated by power? He moved with grace, every motion precise, turning his expertise into a shield against chaos. The general, stunned by the medic's composure and tactical awareness, faltered, revealing the first crack in his arrogance. As Marcus advanced, guiding the general into a controlled position, using leverage and momentum rather than brute force, the moral tension heightened. Soldiers watched, questioning the nature of authority, the right to command, and the consequences of unchecked ego. Dust swirled around them, the sun casting long shadows, the battlefield silent except for the faint rustle of wind through gear. The general's defiance began to crumble, replaced by shock, confusion, and finally, reluctant compliance. Marcus secured the general, neutralizing the immediate threat without inflicting permanent harm. The tension dissipated like a tide receding, leaving in its wake awe, relief, and a profound understanding of the power of discipline over arrogance. Soldiers whispered to each other, admiration for the medic growing with every detail of the encounter. The moral clarity was undeniable. Courage guided by skill and integrity trumps raw aggression every time. Breathing steadily, Marcus assessed the scene. The battlefield remained, but the immediate danger was gone. The general, now restrained and disarmed, had learned a lesson in humility and respect. The soldiers around them, once frozen, now murmured in acknowledgement, some applauding softly, a hesitant but genuine recognition of the medic's mastery. Marcus took a moment to reflect. This was not just survival, it was an example of leadership, restraint, and tactical intelligence under extreme pressure. The arrogance of power can threaten life, but skill guided by morality transforms fear into respect and chaos into order. Because courage doesn't vanish, it rises in the face of reckless aggression and finds its way back, unwavering and absolute. As the dust settled, sunlight catching in streaks across the San Marcos, Hayes walked away the battlefield behind him, leaving a lesson engraved in the minds of those who witnessed it. True authority comes not from rank or gunfire, but from mastery, control, and the ability to act decisively without surrendering one's humanity. If this story moved you, comment below where you're watching from, like the video, and subscribe for more cinematic storytelling that captures courage, strategy, and the human spirit in the most extreme moments. Your next story is coming. Don't miss it.